Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let's see who's out there. More importantly, let's see who's first. Let's see who's first. Let's see who's first. Who's first? Important. All right. Lynn Brennan is first today. Hey, Pamela. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Angela Kirkland is on. Good to see you. Andrea Lynn Hargrove, good to see you. Good to see Sabrina Scales on with us. Janet Levine has given me her heart. I give it back to you. Linda Kelly says hello. Gloria C. Smith is waving. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Uh, Phoenicia Scott, good to see you. Good to see my brother Jerome Duncan on. Good to see you, sir. Snowy Polite is on with us. Good to see Delanda Debamon. Talia Atkins is on. Lakeista is on. Good to see Doris McCrae on. Cynthia Sampson is on with us. The Honorable Tina Day Broughton. She's the councilwoman in Pensacola, Florida. Good to see you, councilwoman. Selma Brown is on. Good to see you. Angie from the DMV, Suave Scott is on with us. Good to see her on. Good to see Sarah Stevens, Liberty County's finest and Liberty City's finest on with us. Good to see E. Joyce Paris, who's on with us every single Friday night. Andre Patterson, good to see you. I appreciate being loved and appreciated, and I love you too. Good to see Tom Kula. Says it's Friday. Yes, it is. Latasha, I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Danya says that Taylor says hello. I have not heard from Taylor since Taylor graduated, and she should be about ready to graduate again, but I'm not going to say nothing about that. Good to see Pat Rossiter, my friend, on. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Got a lot of history for you. Larissa, good to see you. It's okay, Larissa. I mean, you can't give me grief. I'm glad you're here with us. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Annette Tucker is on with us. Molly Lieberman, it was Molly's birthday yesterday. Let us give some love for Molly for her birthday. Good to see Molly on with us. My double brother Jamal Bryan is on with you. Good to see you, brother. Julia Dinkins is on as well. Ruel Francis. Council was wild, but it is what it is, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Good to see Linda Jones. She's at Pippin tonight at the Lucas Theater with Linda Wilder Bryan, and so that is why y'all are missing Friday night. I wanted to go to Pippin too, but I couldn't miss Friday Night Live, so we'll have to talk about that. Gloria Wells is on. Good to see LaWanda Tillman on. I guess basketball season is over, so I guess we got her back. Um, Good to see Pastor Deborah Bullock on. Good to see you. Good to see Harry Thompson. Uh, good to see you as well, sir. Um, Barbara Dolores is on, and congratulating your granddaughter from graduating from Savannah Chatham E-Learning Academy on yesterday. What's her name? Barbara. I can't congratulate Barbara Dolores' granddaughter. Um, Good to see Christopher Perry, my brother. Hope you are doing well, sir. Good to see you on. Good to see Alderman Curtis Pertee, who does an awesome job representing the city of Savannah on District 6 on the south side, and he is working. So, sending out love to Alderman Curtis Pertee. Latasha says both of her sons graduated from Beach High School on Tuesday. Congratulations, Latasha. Vanessa, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Diana Marin, good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Margie's on with us. Hello and good evening. A. Hall Houston, good to see you. Good to see. Um, and we're honored to have Monica Thornton on with us. We are privileged. We're not worthy to have you in our presence. Lydia Stevens, good evening to you. Lita! I know it was a long night last night, but I hope you're doing well. Good to see Pastor Thurman Neal Tillman, the very able and capable pastor of the oldest church in North America, First African. Baptist Church in Savannah. Good to see Ruby Walker on with us. Catherine Grant, thank you so much. It was good to be at the Riverview King and Queen, or Riverview Prom King and Prom Queen affair. It was great to spend some time with the wonderful residents and staff at Riverview Rehabilitation Center. They partied. I mean, they might still be out there partying. Dana, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sending out love to Nicole Johnson, who is Barbara Dolores' granddaughter, and she graduated from the E-Learning Academy. Congratulations. Christopher, I'm actually pretty good, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Gloria Dalton is on. Thank you. Keith, hey, Keith has slid into the room. Good to see you, sir. Congratulations to all the graduates, and congratulations to all the educators who completed another year. Um, Larissa, you would lose with those. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. But Larissa, uh, Curtis Purty is a good alderman. He really is. Carolyn Thompson, good to see you. Jacqueline Grant, good evening to you. Bernice Sloman, don't you owe me a call, Bernice Sloman? Weren't you supposed to be doing some work for me, Bernice Sloman? I mean, I know I'm not one of your big money accounts, but I think you owe me a call. Kathy Boggs is on with us. Good to see you. Patricia, thank you so much. Have a happy weekend. Good to see Mama Marsha Lieberman on. Good to see you, Mama Marsha. And actually, we shouldn't be celebrating Molly for her birthday. We should be celebrating you on Molly's birthday because you're the one who did all the work. Molly didn't do any work. Molly just showed up. So I'm giving Marsha some love for Molly's birthday. And Gloria is giving well wishes to all the graduates. Alan Wright is on. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. And Keith is here. Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker. Hopefully back safe in Savannah. Good to see Aunt Ollie on as well. Michelle and Mr. Bill are on. Good to see you all. Ethel Williams from the Highlands is on, and we love our folks in the Highlands, and we love Ethel from showing up. Patricia Johnson, thank you. Lenora, good evening to you. Tam Reeds. I am so glad to be Tam Reeds mayor. Good to see Barbara Kaufman on. She has joined us. The pool party was okay. The city manager actually did get in the water. He did, and Heath Lloyd got in the water. And so I'll just leave it at that. So the Speedos weren't all that cute. But anyway. Good to see Bernice Bassett on from King County in Washington State. Good to see James Hunsrucker on. Crystal Kaufman has joined us. She found time to come on in and join her mother, Barbara Kaufman, on. Patricia, thank you. Good to see you all. And let me see. Bernice said she was tuned in last week. And let's see. Chuck wants to know, was I able to get information from the DA's office about the status of those arrested? I do not know. I have not been able to get any information. I do know that our new U.S. attorney has made some decent cases on the federal side. It's not always easy to get information on the local side from our DA. So, but that's a good point, and I will follow up. Eva Cooper, good to see you as well. Patricia showing some love. Good to see Marsha Silverman on. I had not seen Marsha Silverman on in a minute, so good to see you. Julia Carter is on, so we're going to give love to Julia Carter. You know that's what we do. We give her love, so we're just showing her some love. And May Bonet is on. Her Highness is on. Good to see her as well. Thank you all so much as you continue to show love. Barbara Pinckney, good evening to you. Always good to have you on with us as well. We always appreciate you showing up in our space. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Marianne. So the reason why Bernice is not calling me back is because she's working on your summer collector project. Okay. Well, we know that your summer collector project is more important than what I would have her working on, and you're probably paying her more than I would probably pay her. So, hey, Ain't nothing I could do about that. I will sit in the corner and wait my turn until Bernice has some time to get with me. Okay? So you won, Marianne. You won. You won. Um, Larissa says no. It's really it's not water. I mean, it's not soda. It's called AHA. I've gotten into this like whole carbonated water thing. Um, it's not soda, and if you look, um, it is like zero everything. So I want you to see because I don't want you to say anything. Do you see it? I'll move it back. You see, it's zero, zero everything. See, zero is zero. All right, and everybody's giving love. Good to see Monia from Ruin Thai Cuisine. I have not been there like in 2 weeks. I gotta get by there. Um, I gotta get by there. So um, thank you for reminding me. Um, I need to get by there. So I need to get by there. I do. I truly do. Really, I do. Okay. Let's see what else we got before we get into it tonight. Good to see Jackie Bonner on. We're sending out love to Sean Bradham. Birthday is on this Monday, giving out that. So yes, yes, yes. Catherine is sending out love to all the bridging student graduates. Okay, and so we send out love to the bridging students graduates. And so thank you. Congratulations to all of those graduates as well. Um, Angela Bowie is on. Hello. Iron Bull is on. Good to see you all. Um, yeah, Juanita is on with us. Good to see you, Juanita. Um, and Dolores is on with us as well. Alan Wright, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you. And we're sending out all this love. And guess what? Michelle is on all the way from Pula, Georgia. Good to see you, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us. So if it's Friday night in Savannah, no matter what is going on, no matter how it's going on, you know how we get down every single Friday night. You know it is Friday Night Live. It's date night. It's what we do. This is the longest running love affair on Facebook this week. 166 weeks. 166 weeks. That means 1,163 days, 3 years, 2 months, 7 days we've been together. 38 months and 7 days. Let's give a big round of applause for 166 weeks. 166 weeks. 166 weeks. We have been together. And guess what? We're still together. The longest relationship, situationship, entanglement, booed up. We are together, and I thank you all so much. And we do thank Curtis Pertee for coming to Georgetown. And yes, Iron Bull, I'm waiting on an answer. Hey, Miss Loretta, thank you for joining us. And we missed you too, Marsha. Yeah, 166 weeks. We've done this together, you all. We've done it together. So we want you to like the page. We want you to share the page, right? Because we're not selfish with our love. We're not hiding anything. You know, this is a love affair. This is what we do. And we're not selfish or jealous in our love. So we want you to like our page. Please, ma'am, please, sir, take a moment and like the page. Like the page, like the page, like the page. You know, hopefully you're liking my page. And then I want you to go ahead and share the page. Share the page. Share the page, right? Just go ahead and click share because we want to make sure as many people get this out as possible, right? And so that is what we do. Now, then you know what else we do. And well, Van, well, how do you know we do it? Because we do it every single Friday night. You know what it is. Anybody want to guess what we do? Because we do it every single Friday night. What is it that we do? Huh? You know. You know what we do. We send out love to our girl. Good to see Patty Valenti out as well. We send out love to our girl Tara, and we do that by saying, "What E. Joyce Paris? Tara Strong." That's what we do, and we send out love to Tara and all of those who are going through. And the good thing about going through is that you are going through, and there is an end to the through. And so we are saluting all of those that are going through. And so we wanted to make sure we're sending out love to Tara and all of those that are going through. And we want to help wish them through. We want to help pray them through. We want to lift them through. We want to carry them through. And that's what we do here every single Friday night. And so that's one of the things we do. So a couple of things I want to talk about, and and I'm really gonna lean in tonight. Hey, Faye Law, how are you? Um, you're not doing a concert or nothing today? And of course, I have a couple of commercials that I have to drop. So this time of the year. So I have to do a station identification break. So if you feel so inclined to support, feel free to do so. That is my alter ego page. Please like it. And if you feel like you want to bless our ministry of being the mayor, here's an opportunity by which you could do that financially. And so please do that. No gift is too small. It can be from $1 to $1,000, $1 to $3,000. Go ahead and do that. We would be so honored and appreciative if you would financially support our efforts. So you can go there and do that. Again, not a requirement for you to be on the show. We're just glad you're here. But for those of you who are inclined, campaigns cost money. And so that's what we have to do. So Brian is on here. Um, anyway, so Brian is on with his own beef, and we're gonna let Brian just be salty about things that are the way that they are, and so he doesn't like it. So fine. Anyway, so also we want to make sure that this is a holiday weekend that we've approached, and I want to make sure that as I've done every year, and I'm just saying it, but there is a difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And it's a pet peeve of mine. I just don't want you all to be, people don't know. Because, people like Happy Memorial Day. And it's like saying Happy Funeral. Veterans Day honors everyone who has served in the armed forces. So if you've served, we are honoring you. But Memorial Day, which was called Decoration Day um, um, initially, was where we honor those who died in military service. So anyone that we are honoring in Memorial Day is no longer here. They died um, in military service. So it's not Happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day because we're thinking about those who gave their lives and their families and those that remain. It's still a very solemn day, a day for introspection, a day of respect. And although you might have your events or whatever it is you do, the goal is really to think about the fact that freedom is not free. Um, some all gave some, but some gave all. So um, I don't know where Laura is, Debbie. Good to see Jorsette on. Jorsette, where's your mama? Um, Iron Bull, we'll work with that. Misty Michelle, I want to talk about that in a minute. And thank you, Tam Tam. And so I just want to make sure, thank you all. Um, Dana, I agree with you. It's not celebration. It's really a form of respect. And yes, Bernice, I did. And so I want to make sure that we are very, very clear that there's a difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And so I hear people say Happy Memorial Day, and they'll put a Happy Memorial Day, and I'm like, that's like going there and saying Happy Funeral Day. You don't go to somebody and say, well, I'm happy your father died, your grandfather died. It's really more about we are honoring you um, for your sacrifice. So, I mean, although again it's a day off for most people, it's a federal holiday. Do something. Take an opportunity at least to reflect or say a prayer or thought that we have these days because somebody gave their life, and so I think that's really really important. And so I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about hey Judy, good to see you. Linda Wilder Bryan, Alderwoman District 3. Linda Wilder Bryan is one of the most phenomenal people I know. Spent some time with her today and Sharon Aiken, um, Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan and Sharon Aiken of Push Ministries. Um, you know, we were at the Riverview Rehabilitation Center today. They had their king and queen prom contest. And I mean, they went between Linda and Sharon, they went and they got all the dresses and the suits and everything donated. Um, these folks were dolled up. Who says that youth have to be wasted on the young? Because these folks was turning up in Riverview. I mean, they had their wheelchairs, they had their walkers, they were dancing, but more importantly, they were smiling and they were feeling loved and they were showing love. And so I just felt so honored to be there with them today. I got a chance to announce live the winners of the contest. But so much thanks to the folks at Riverview um, Rehabilitation Center. So much thanks to the great staff there that really, really cares. So much thanks to Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan and Sharon Aiken and Push Ministries for what they did. It was just a good day over there, and I just thought it was a great time was had by all. So appreciated being there and playing some small part. So now, so I come back and we go to city council meeting yesterday, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. I'm gonna spend my time talking about this because um, Renee, yes. So I'm giving a shout out to the Gold Star wives who are the widows of those who died in battle. Um, I also, I think I did see Coach Cassell Bell on from Jacksonville, Florida. Always good to have her on. Um, and Larissa, um, you're going to say a prayer. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yes, and we had Edna Jackson there. It was a great day, great day. But I want to talk a little bit about our meeting last night because I think that some context was necessary, and I'm going to talk about it. Um, and I want to, hey, Miss Alvernia, good to see you. But I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to put it into context because sometimes we can cut off our nose to spite our face. And I saw some of that yesterday. I saw throwing out the baby with the bathwater. I saw open mouth insert foot um, as well. Good to see you, Jackie. Thank you for joining us. Um, yesterday should have been a celebratory day for our community for a variety of reasons. Um, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Um, we have been working very hard for the last several years to adopt what was called a hotel motel tax. Now, what is a hotel motel tax? A hotel motel tax, I know when you go off somewhere and you go to um, a place and you stay in a hotel in another city, oftentimes you'll see a variety of taxes that are that are attached to that. I mean, you don't know what it is. It might be a state tax, it might be a city tax, it might be a resort fee. I mean, whatever it is, when they say $169 a night for a hotel room, it's not $169 a night. $169 plus the taxes or fees you're going to pay. Good to see Richard Dinkins on from Augusta, Georgia. I haven't seen Joya on. Ivania, good to see you. So we have been trying since 2016 to be able to collect more hotel motel tax money. And the state made it available in 2015 to be able to do that. And so in 2016, the thought was that we could adjust it. I mean, I think we agree that Savannah is a tourist city. We enjoy being a tourist city. Um, Tourism helps pay our bills, and I see people that talk all bad about tourism, but we keep our property taxes low because of tourism. Tourism helps us do some of the things that we want to be able to do. We are good hosts. We are known as being good hosts. But I think that, we all agree that tourism can play a bigger role in helping us do some of the things that we want to do. Our streets, some of our amenities have wear and tear because we have so many people. Um, Joya says hello. They're enjoying graduation with Sharon Bussey. So, hey, Sharon and family, congratulations to whoever graduated in the Ellis family. So, um, hey, Miss Annette. So, in 2015, the state allowed hotels with a hotel motel tax to move into a new category to collect from the usual 6% to 8%. So it's a 2% extra thing. And by 2016, 75% of the cities that had it moved into it, right? And so they moved into it. And we tried in 2016 to do it, and it failed. Now, in order to do this, it requires a bunch of different things, all right? Because the money gathered is not paid for by citizens. The money gathered is paid for by guests that are staying in hotels, totally. It's not paid for. This is a tax that has nothing to do with us, which is why we like it, because we're not paying it. You will generate a bunch of money that you're not paying for. The guests coming into our city, in addition to the other things they pay for, would pay for it. So, in order to do this, essentially, you have a bunch of parties that have to agree. It's not just the city, but the city is a partner. The hoteliers have to agree. Why? Because they're the ones charging the tax. So they have to agree. Because obviously it does change, they're charging this tax. They have to collect the tax, so they have to agree. Then the people at the Chamber of Commerce and Visit Savannah have to agree. Then the folks at the in the tourism industry have to agree. Then the folks at the legislature, they have to agree. Angela, thank you very much. And then the governor has to agree. So all of those folks have to agree, and if they don't agree, you don't have a deal. So in 2016, we tried to do this, and we couldn't get an agreement. So, in 2021, and as you know, when I became mayor, I said, we're going to do this again because, excuse me, we need to have additional streams of revenue to help us to meet our goals. So in 2021, we did a new resolution to move that we move into a new category to collect more money. Now, um, some of it will go into our general fund. Some of it will go to what's called a destination marketing organization, which is Visit Savannah, um, and all those things. Um, and the reality is that everybody had to agree. Um, you had to have a specific list of projects that were called tourism related products. So it had to be capital projects. It had to be stuff, a buildable stuff. It has to be what was called tourism related product. And there is a very specific legal definition about what tourism related product is. Okay? The second thing was that you had to have, or they wanted, in order for this deal to work, a designated destination marketing organization. In this case, the hoteliers, chamber folks, tourism people say it should be Visit Savannah or no deal. Then we had to be able to agree on what the projects were. You have these 6 different, very different, vastly different parties all trying to work. Hey, Miss Shauna, good to see you, on what the deal was going to be and how it was going to work. So in 2021, it was introduced by Representative Carl Gilliard and then at the time Representative Derek Mallow. We had council members that were fighting against us getting this extra money because they wanted the money to go to people that we couldn't give the money to. They wanted it to go to stuff, compensation and childcare and transportation and housing. We could not use the money for those things. They wanted people to get the money that the other partners were not going to agree to get the money. Again, this is not money coming out of taxpayers' dollars, but this is extra money coming to the revenue. As I said, you had to have these 6 individual parties to all agree. So we have council members advocating against it. Okay, so it failed because some of the legislators weren't on board, and fine. So we tried again 2 more years, 2021, 2022. We tried and it didn't pass. And this year, Representative Mayor Edna Jackson took it on her shoulders and was dedicated to getting it passed. We had some great support from our legislative delegation. Hey, good to see you, Miss Sadie. I appreciate you. And this time, we were able to get it done. And the funny part about it was, again, everybody wanted a piece of this revenue. Everybody by law could not receive a piece of this revenue, but everybody had to agree about who the revenue went to, all 6 bodies. And so we were finally able to get it done. It was hard as hell to get it done, but we were able to get it done. We're talking about, a bunch of money coming to us starting in September, and yet we still had council members voting against it. But yet they're complaining about the money that they're going to get. So our marquee project that everybody agreed on was River Street. Why? River Street is a tourism-related product. Everybody uses River Street. Tourists use River Street. Locals use River Street. River Street is old and in disrepair. Hey, Stony! Love you, girl. That's my sweet niece on. But everybody had to agree. And so we agreed that if we fix River Street, then, hey, Janine, good to see you. If we fix River Street, then the folks at River Street, both tourists and residents, will be able to enjoy it. Makes sense. Hey, Marva, good to see you. The second thing was Tied to Town, $10 million. It was a connectivity opportunity to move people around our community. Everybody doesn't have cars, and so this is a way to move people throughout our community. And so $10 million went to that. The third thing was like $37 million to go into the Waterworks building and into what's called the Canal District. And the funny part about it is this, that people can say what they want to, but I will tell you, for the 16 years that I've been alderman and now the 4 years as mayor, my district has received more money from this city than anywhere else in the city combined. Through the arena, which is the city's largest project. And yes, it was an arena that the community wanted. And as a result, they have new roads, Styles Avenue, Gwinnett Street, they have new sidewalks, they have new wayfinding, they have new signage, they have new public space that is over there. They have new widened streets, they have better drainage and drainage that has been created by doing that. And yet, the folks was complaining. I don't get it. Um, you vote against it. You complain against it, but then you complain that you don't get enough money and vote against it. And the fact of the matter is that I thank the council because the reality is I think everybody recognizes that when we talk about equity, that it means that everybody doesn't get money or stuff at the same rate. That it means that you invest in areas that you more than you've invested in other areas because historically you have not invested before. And so a lot of money got into the first district, and I'm pleased to say a lot of that has been because of me. A lot of it has been because of me. Um, and to hear some of the foolishness, um, you can see it for yourself. I never heard about somebody complaining about giving me money that residents are not paying, that are going to enhance your area, your district. And so it was crazy, but and we spent a long time talking about it, and people sat there and they fussed and all of this kind of stuff. But at some point, you can't always be the party of no. When you vote against everything, then that means you can't take responsibility for the good things that have happened because you voted no for it. You want your money, but you voted no. You voted no. You voted no. And so it is that type of mentality um, that we have to get beyond in our city if we're ever going to be all that we are going to be. We know that we have to find ways of doing uh, things differently. We know that if we have money coming into our city from non-traditional sources, that means that we can use our taxes, our general fund, to do enhancements in the community that we couldn't do before because we're not paying for the other stuff out of the general fund. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the craziness of what we've experienced. And I mean, maybe I was a little more sensitive to it, um, but at some point, everything can't be no, and you can't cry poor mouth. You can't be pitiful and powerful at the same time. You can't sit there and keep talking about disinvestment when investment is looking you in your face. You can't turn around and when a hand is out and a hand is given and opportunities and resources come, it doesn't come in a way that you like it. So you just say no. I mean, you know, it's crazy. But we have $37 million coming to that waterworks project in that area to help us to be able to um, move some things there. And again, I'm proud about it because this is money that is coming that absolutely, totally does not come from our residents. SPLOS, a little different because in SPLOS or eSPLOS or T-SPLOS, the residents pay some, tourists pay some. But in this case, in the hotel motel scenario, none of it comes from residents unless you at a hotel in Savannah, which is your business. I'm not going to ask why you in a hotel in Savannah. But, this was a major opportunity for us. And I am so glad, so thankful to God, and so thankful to our delegation. Good to see Beverly. Beverly, I think you owed me something. I didn't get it. Good to see Karen Hughes on with us. Um, but at some point, you got to move out of the pitiful space, move out of the complaining space, move out of the whining space. You have to move out of the no space. Um, you do. You have to. But I am glad that our council was able to get something done that we have been trying to do for 7 years. 7 years since uh, 2016. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7 years we've been trying to get this done. 7 years we've been trying. We could have had millions of dollars coming into this community, and this money is not. It's recurring revenue. The better our economy does, the more money we collect, and so that's the unfortunate part. That here you have something good looking you in your face, and you will turn around and be against something good coming in your face. And in the end, you didn't win. In the end, good prospered. And our community will continue to move forward. And we will continue to address the needs of those in our community. We will continue to look after those who need looking after, to empower those who need empowering, supporting those that need supporting, according to their needs and according to their ability. But this was a huge, huge, huge W for the city of Savannah and for our legislative delegation. Again, a very, very unique ballet symphony that had to be carefully orchestrated between the council, the city council, the hoteliers, the chamber folks, the tourism folks, the Georgia legislature, and our governor. If any of those said no, then it falls through. And what I guess they don't realize, although we said it, was that we can say yes and the governor say no, or the legislator says no, and it doesn't fly. So part of the art of the deal is getting something everybody can agree on. And no, there was some stuff I probably would have wanted on there, but I couldn't get it because I knew it wasn't going to fly. So thank you, Patty. Thank you, Dana. Ruel, Nottingham is in the county, but Bacon Park is in the city, and I'm hoping that we will put one over there. Y'all have a fantastic recreation complex, but we're hoping to have a community center out there. But anyway, big win, W, big win for our community, huge win for our community. Good to see Dennis on. Thank you so much. No, Annette, and Nottingham is in the unincorporated Chatham County. I think it stops at Howard Foss Road. I think on the other side of Howard Foss Road is the county. So Nottingham is not in the city. But anyway, yeah. Well, we tried. Look, Teeny Ade, we tried. We tried to deny the free money. We tried to deny the free money. We tried. Oh, we tried real hard. And there were people who would rather say sink it. And I just think that just blows my mind. Good to see Catherine on and Barbara Pinckney. Thank you so much. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. At some point, when you know better, you have to do better. And fortunately, wiser and cooler heads prevailed. But y'all need to look at those meetings and look not only of that. Good to see you, Bernadette, but also look at the demeanor. Again, there should be no reason, even if you disagree. And I think my benefit is I've been around for long enough that I have disagreed with people. I've never been disrespectful. Thank you, Ms. Julia. Thank you, Michelle. I'm not. I'm just not. And what you see is just outright not only disdain but disrespect. Again, you send us to City Hall to be role models. And you know what? We may not, thank you, Savannah Black History. We may not agree. And I think we can passionately make a case. But in some of the stuff that we see, Terry Mobley has finally joined us, y'all. We've been waiting around for 47 minutes for Terry to join us. She has joined us. But if you get a chance, watch that meeting. Watch it. And the reality is that this is the role models. is this really what we want? I mean, you hear people talking over people and the snide remarks and all that kind of stuff. Something has to change about that. You could be the most passionate of objectors, um, but you can do it in a way that is respect, and you respect the process. You respect the chair. Stony, I'll send you a link so you can see it. So that is why I am doing this again, um, because we need to make sure that we're really, really clear on not only what is at stake, but what is important. And so, um, please, if you feel so inclined, that's your commercial. There it is. Thank you, Sherry Smiley. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I mean, you can't challenge people's integrity and do all the crap. I mean, it was wild. I'm sitting here like having like an out of body experience. I'm like, what is this? I mean, you know, you have to be respectful. I mean, you send us there to be respectful. You send us there to be passionate, but you also send us there to act like we have some sense, act like we have some decorum, act like we have some judgment. Um, I'm gonna send you a link for it as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Sarah. I appreciate that. Um, but you all have got to get some folks in here that understand, because the fact is that with all the hell raising, nothing is being accomplished. Because the thing about this is that this is a participatory government, and so you got to be able to work with people. You've got to be able to work with people, and if you can't work with people, um, you know, you got to work with people, and that's the problem. Is that we really wait a minute. I'm getting it for y'all. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So here it is. Um, you want the link? Here, that's the link for the city council meeting, and I'm gonna put it here because I'm gonna tell you where it starts. I'm gonna say where it starts. Um, let me see. Let's see. Let me see. I mean, you have to look at how this crazy stuff is. Let me see. All right. All right. Hold on, and I'm getting it for you. All right, man.
Which time they have to be advertised.
I'm looking.
By 2015, a large portion of the be done that way. And single family to motion ways it came up, single family to multifamily. Then it lays out any comment from the public, but because it is reviewing and amending an ordinance,
214
to allow it, but I want to just put some context.
214. So we had a 4-hour meeting, but it started at 214. So at 2 hours and 14 minutes, you could get your popcorn or your favorite alcoholic beverage and watch from there. Okay. But y'all, I mean, people must look at us, and I mean, the bad part about it, and I'm always very cognizant because I work with a lot of young people. I'm always very cognizant that I mentor young people, that I teach how to handle conflict. And it's crazy, that, to watch how we treat each other. And then we wonder why kids pull out guns and shoot each other. Because we as role models, we don't even respect each other. And yet you have people doing that, and people social media. Go ahead, you told them. I mean, ignorance. We have to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. Um, and so it's at 2:14. So Stoney, I put it in there. If you watch 2:14, you could watch that. Get your popcorn and watch it. And Barbara, you're right. It was crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy to the point where I went and pushed a vote because I mean they were calling people liars and they were doing all this kind of stuff. Again, um, this has no place in our chamber. And I know, again, some people are watching. We have our weekly spies, and I said it here, and I'm saying it to you, and you can carry it back. Um, you know, we don't have a place for that. That is not the decorum for which we were expected to serve, um, and we should do better. And obviously, it's been shown over the last 3 years and almost 6 months that some people lack the decorum, the self-restraint, the self-control to be able to serve an elected office. And the reality is that only you, John Q. Public, you can do something about that. And you can't complain if you don't act. Thank you, my Stony. Thank you, Stony. Um, but, you know, it's not cute. It's not cute. There's this guy named Eric Mays who's in Flint, Michigan. And hey, Alma, and Eric, and I've met him, he goes off on people. And, they've made memes of him. There are reels of him, all of those things. Hey, Cheryl. And, the thing about it is people laugh about it, but for Flint, Michigan, it makes them look like a laughing stock. Who wants people to look at their council meetings, their seat of government, to watch people act a fool? That's not what it's for. You expect us to be able to have a sense of decorum, a sense of respect. I try very hard not to use the gavel, but yesterday I had to use it because people just didn't know when when that's enough. That's enough. And that we're not going to tolerate disrespect of any member of council. We're not going to tolerate a disrespect or the questioning of the integrity of our staff. We're just not going to do it. And so this has gone on long enough, and you all are going to have to do something about that. You all are. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Remember in November. Yeah, remember in November how people acted the last 4 years before. And the one thing I am most proud of is that although I've been called everything but a child of God, fortunately to this date, I've been able to hold my peace for the most part. But don't try me. Don't try me. But this is serious. This is not a game for me. This is not a game for me. This is an opportunity to be able to address issues that affect people every single day. Hey, Tim, yes, you can. All right? I am the mayor of the city of Savannah. I know I'm black. You ain't got to tell me, and you don't have the right to question my blackness, but I'm the mayor of the city of Savannah. And so I create seats at the table. Good to see you, Patricia, and thank you, Spring Hall. And the reality is that I have to look out for everybody. 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 And it's unfortunate because, see, I don't have the ability to pick and choose sides because, see, I don't live in an either or world. I live in an A and D world. See, some people, all you hear them talk about is there or here or there. I have to be concerned about the whole. Those who like me, those who don't like me. Those who voted for me, those who didn't vote for me. Those who share my political ideologies, and those who don't. I have a responsibility for all of them. Every single one of them. And so that's the world I live in. And so I get tired of hearing, because I live in the first district proudly, and a lot of good people live in the first district. They raise their family in the first district. They're proud of the first district. And I'm tired of people saying that the first district is poor and undervalued and all that foolishness. Stop that crap. Stop it. Stop it. There is power of life and death in the tongue. And you keep saying it, then you, as a leader, are condemning it to it. Understand that. Can't be fearful and powerful at the same time. So, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it because it's important. It's important to make sure that we bring the whole city along, black people and white people, but I'm really interested in moving Savannah along and Savannahans along. And we have dedicated 4 years. Good to see you, Dr. Francois, to making sure that we brought people along. Everybody. Affordable housing is not a black or white issue. It's a black and white and Hispanic issue. Transportation is not a black or white issue. Transportation is a black and white and Hispanic and Asian issue. Streets are not a black or white issue. It's a black and white and Hispanic and Asian issue. Wages are not a black or white issue. It's an and issue. And so what we have tried very hard to be able to do was to be able to address it, because if we address it for one, we address it for all. All. What folks need to do in the most direct terms imaginable. And I'm going to say this. Okay? If you would read the agenda, if you would read the reports and things that come to you, if you would read and read with comprehension, then some of the questions you ask, you wouldn't have to ask because you understand it. Community is co-unity. Communication and unity. Community. It is a body of people. And Savannah is a body of people. And I represent every single one of them. Every single one of them. And so we will do things that will affect the whole. And then under our diversity and equity agenda, we will do things that will address the specific, because sometimes you can't address the general without addressing the specific. And so that is what we do. Ms. Julie, I'm proud to be a resident of the First District too. I represented for 16 years. I never said we was poor people. We're not poor people. This is the salt of the earth of this community. These are people who have owned their houses their whole life. They've raised their children. They've gone to college. They've become all of these wonderful things. Some of them still live there. Stop calling them poor. When we put a $165 million arena in that area to move away from your front door, a trash, a city lot, and a concrete place. And guess what? The first district is bigger than the 2 or 3 neighborhoods you choose to engage with. The Highlands is a part of the first district. Tremont Park is a part of the first district. Ogeechiton is a part of the first district. Collar Brownsville is a part of the first district. Remember those two. We have to represent the whole, the collective we, the collective big W, we. And we have been blessed with the help of the Almighty God to be able to make it through this together. Valuing everybody for what they bring to our equation, and making sure that we bring people along. And sowing division is dangerous and is the antithesis of what our community is all about. We grown up here in Savannah, and we don't have time for your games. And this community is not going to stand for your games. That you're going to try to act a fool under the guise of I am speaking for those who can't speak for themselves. Yeah, we speak for we. We, little w, speak for the big W. All of us. So, I'm not poor. I'm rich. I don't have all my money yet. But one of these old days, my father is rich in houses and land. I'm rich in health and education and friends. I'm rich in this community called Friday Night Live that we have been doing today for 166 weeks. And so all I'm saying is what happened last night, you had some issues with families why they were rushed out of the end market. They were probably rushed out of the end market because there's a contract that once the graduation is over, they have to vacate the building by a certain time. And that's for concerts too. They have to get everybody out of the arena because whatever else is going on in the arena, they have to reset it. Those are union workers, and those union workers work at a certain time, and if it's past that time, then they get paid overtime. So that's probably why. After graduations, at 5 o'clock, those people were ready to go home. They had 3 graduations that day, and that's probably the reason why they were rushed out. There are city workers, not city workers, but they're in-market workers and they're union workers that have to clean up and do all the things they have to do, and so you can't just loiter around. That's probably why they moved them around. I did check into that. Somebody else complained about that, and the goal is they want to move people along so that the staff can do their work. Everybody has to be out of the building before they can really do the bulk of their work. So that's why. Tina Ade says she lives in Florida, and we will give her some love. Alma, we're going to cross together. Tam, be nice. Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. But yeah, we're gonna live by the words we, We're going to learn and live by the words AND and the words US, us. We and us. And, you know, I put it on there. Y'all need to go ahead and look at it so you can see it for yourself. And you say whether what you saw was representative of how you want people to represent you. It might be cute to see somebody throwing temper tantrums, but the other side about that is that it's an embarrassment to our city. This is also an embarrassment to our public record because these are the official minutes that will live on until the Lord comes back and get us home. Long after we're all gone, that will be there. So, and again, I'll put another commercial out there. There it is. And if you feel so inclined, you know, we have to do this together. Hey, Elise, it is not cute. It's sad and it's unfortunate. It's not representative of what Savannah is. We know what that looks like on a federal level, and we know that we didn't like how it looks. And at some point, Savannah, you have to remove the cancer, remove the embarrassment that you see and what we feel. You may not agree with my positions sometime. You may not agree with my tactics, but you will never ever say that I disrespected somebody or treated somebody wrong or called somebody out of their name because I recognize that I have a higher calling that is even bigger than the calling you give me. That if government is on his shoulders, if God is in charge of government and government is on his shoulders, then, and if God chooses leaders, then I am representing God. And so therefore I need to act in a way that values people. Come, let us reason together. And you don't do that by being in some of the ways that we have seen our city. When you know better, you do better. And it is time for us to do better. And so that is where I am. Obviously, we want to thank you, Rachel. You know, I stay as engaged as I can for this part-time job that has full-time duties. But, you know, something has to change. And you figure what year one, okay, year two, okay, year three, okay, 4 years have gone by, 3.5 years, and the behavior has not changed. So then it's the way they are. And so if that is what you like, you know, it's not what you say, it's in the way that you say it. And so the goal is we have to be able to carry forth this. And again, I've been very blessed that we've been able to, in spite of all we've gone through, we have pushed forth an aggressive agenda, probably one of the most aggressive community-based agendas we have ever done in the city of Savannah. We've created new revenue streams. We've lowered taxes to the lowest they've been in 35 years. We have been blessed for our crime level to be down this year while paying police officers and firefighters more than we ever have. We now pay our employees $15 an hour minimum wage. We have invested more in affordable housing and homelessness than we ever have before. We are clicking on all cylinders. And even if you disagree, there is a respectful way that you can register disagreement. And, again, unfortunately, some folks don't learn. And so that's fine. But ladies and gentlemen, you are the trier of fact. At the end of the day, we have to stand before you and give an account for our actions, give an account for our performance, give an account for our attitude. And you decide with the Lord's help. So let me get down off my soapbox. I've been on more than an hour today, and I was just going off. I had to get off my chest. Good to see you, Joanne. So may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Again, let's remember everyone that gave their lives in service to our country on this Monday. Figure out a way to do something to remember those who gave their lives. Remember those Gold Star wives. Remember them as well. And let us again celebrate our graduates, the class of 2023, from bridging ceremonies, from kindergarten to first, from fifth to sixth, from 8th to 9th, high school. All of you, thank you so much for your love. I am so appreciative of you. Again, have a good, safe weekend, and thank you for being Savannah Strong. God bless. Good night. See you next week, Friday Night Live.